Yes, back at it again, guys. Welcome back. It's another episode of the Playground Chat, episode 29. You with me, Chuma. I'm back at it again. I'm with my brother here.
Welcome to the Playground Chat. It's your boy Ntshinga time, and we are the best
Sportscast in the land.
What you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All of our chatters. We call them chatters.
Yeah. Shout out, guys.
Chatters sound like a lame.
Yeah, we need to come up with the Playground Chat. This is something that has to do.
The players.
The players. Yeah. Shout out to the players.
Yeah.
The playboys out there. Playboys and playgirls.
All the playboys and playgirls.
Yeah. That's hard.
All the players. No. What's the call?
Nah, we just bro. Nice one. That's a nice one.
Call?
Thank you guys for the liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Last episode, we weren't here. We were across the border. Basically Brazil, brother. Yeah, bro. This guy has the audacity to talk about just 7-1 in front of their face. It's crazy, bro.
We have to. Like, it wouldn't be me. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be me. If I was them, I would have replied with that. We beat the final 5 million at home, but they didn't have to. They knew that it would be low-hanging fruit, to kick a dead horse. You know, I'm not saying we're dead, but compared to them, we're real dead. But how did you feel about that third division saying the amateurs will be the PSL team? That hurt me a little bit. I won't lie, but it was what it was.
Look, it's purely from their judgment of how they see. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe for me, I don't think maybe they didn't watch a lot of PSL from like the olden times and how it's grown to become what it is now. I think they're judging of what they see at that moment. So what's trending on TikTok is always imumish. Ikasi football. Into ibonayo about South African football is always like whack shit.
Yeah.
But we do have quality. Like there is some proper
especially
footballers.
Especially nowadays. So
but
the world of sport. What's new? What's going on? Hit me
Let's
with
get into it. Let's start off with our black sister.
Okay.
Tennis news, big news. Coco Gauff. I don't know how to say her surname.
Coco Gauff. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out. At just 21 years old, she's etched her name into tennis history, becoming the first American woman to win the Roland Garros singles title since the legendary Serena Williams in 2015. Even more impressively, she's the youngest American to lift the trophy since Serena did back in 2002. This is a huge moment. At this age in tennis and how like the trajectory and how her career was moving. At such a young age, brother, to capture such a title against the best. I mean, Sabalenka is not just someone that we speak about, Jay. This is the best of the best.
Yep.
Are we getting a Serena protege? What's happening? Are we
don't
booking
do
here?
that. Why do we do that?
Are we putting
you
pressure?
Mustn't compare. Don't put pressure.
She's
Coco Gauff.
Aye.
You know, she's Coco Gauff. She's her own tennis player. She's her own person, and I think we need to treat her as such. I think the mistake we always make with people is we like to compare people for no apparent reason, and it always gets them killed. You know, the next Messi, the next Cristiano, the next Federer, the next Nadal. You know, let them breathe, let them be their own people. And I think that's when they become history makers, when you allow them to be themselves. It's my favorite sport. Women's tennis. It's a sport I can watch without visuals. I can only watch the sound and still enjoy it. It's that type of a sport. Walking in the wrong time, and you might think I'm watching clapping instead of racketing. You know what I mean?
ETV as well.
Coco Gauff is one of my favorite players. For all of those reasons.
What the hell are you on, bro? What
do you mean?
What are you on, bro?
What do you mean when I'm on?
What other reasons? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about women's tennis right now. The pinnacle of sports. You know what I mean? The pinnacle of sports. The sport where they make the appropriate movements and make the appropriate sounds for the enjoyment of the whole nations, of all nations.
I don't know what this guy just described, but that wasn't tennis, bro. Like clip this by itself and just post it. Trust me.
It's tennis, definitely. But yeah, let's not put pressure on her.
Yeah.
Let's not compare her to Serena. Serena's a GOAT. Let Serena be Serena. Let Coco try to build her way up. I mean, yeah, man.
But if you think about it,
strong people.
it's not more like pinning the person against a legend. It's how it is. Like the reason why I did that was like she's doing it at a younger age, right? When you say best player, the next Messi. Yamal is doing it at a very young, much younger age. You see, so at the trajectory at how the player is growing, you could say people would have that opinion and be like, man, there are other 16-year-olds, there are other 21-year-olds that are not as good as this 21-year-old. So, I mean, I could compare, but no, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's two ways. But shout out Coco, thank you. I mean, you're blessed. I hope for the best for your future, and congratulations on the first jump. But anyways, moving on to our next one. Biggest because we was just talking about an American lady. Now we're gonna talk about your country. I'm sorry. There's a big talking point on the World Cup and the countries that will be hosting the World Cup. Now having also Trump with the immigration laws coming into play and having the World Cup in America is kind of a sticky situation. Let me just diverge into a little bit of this so that I can give you a little bit of understanding. President Trump's latest proclamation restricts travel from 19 countries, including Iran, Somalia, Yemen, Venezuela, and other countries. Ban include full and partial restrictions, mainly affecting tourism and general traveling, right? Athletes, coaches, support staff, and immediate family are exempted for events in 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics. Teams can still participate, including nations from Iran, Sudan, Cuba, and Venezuela if they qualify. So now, I just wanted to get a take from you. It's kind of a sticky situation. It's the World Cup. I mean, that's the point. Anyone can come play. Anyone can come watch. Yep. Anyone can. So, how big of an impact do these immigration laws in America have on football as a whole? Because this is football's biggest stage, FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, I think a correction. It's sports' biggest stage. It's got more eyes than the Olympics. Let's be honest. The World Cup is the biggest sporting event ever. Despite what the Americans might think, the Americans are so fixated, and now I'm going into it. You know what I mean? Oh, no. The Americans are so fixated with America that they think, they believe that we're a shithole country, and those countries that you're speaking of, and you mentioned are shithole countries, and forgetting that the impact that this game has as a globally. But in the same breath, I look at it and say, no, but we're having the World Cup in Saudi Arabia, we had it in Qatar, and we know that they beat the immigrants and they beat the people who built their stadiums. And I'm going to be honest, I'm respect you, I never hide it. I say it without no fear, no favor. We know what the Saudi Arabians did and what they continue to do to build those stadiums. People are going to die building those stadiums in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? And we're still going to go to that World Cup. So America has its bad, its shit is that it's anti-immigratory at the moment, and that's the rhetoric that it has. But it's the same breath. They have the Arab countries have their problems. We have our problem. We had our problem with crime. Brazil have their problem with crime, and everywhere they go, the World Cup will have a political issue. And as long as they keep lining up the pockets, going for the highest bidder, then we're always going to have these problems. So in that sense, I don't think it's a problem. What I think is, it's an opportunity for the world to show Americans, because it's the biggest sporting event in the world, and to show Americans that the NBA, the NFL, all of that shit put together has got nothing on this. Because there's no way a random motherfucker from Venezuela would save his life savings to go to watch Tom Brady throw a round ball and get stopped, actually watch 10 minutes of play. You know what I mean? This is the pinnacle of sport, and to actually show Americans that this is actually the biggest thing in the world, not what Americans see. And it's also going to put football in American eyes. They're going to stop calling it soccer. You know what I mean? And they're going to soccer, and they're going to finally realize that it's football. And I think it's a good education for America. But I keep saying, and I always say, FIFA should never take the World Cup to a country where football is not the number one sport.
Yeah,
You
because
know
I
what
mean,
because of those reasons, we're gonna be
because they're not
competing.
gonna take it seriously anyway.
They're not gonna take it seriously anyway. And yeah, I think that's enough said. I think when it comes to, I don't want to be too political, but when it comes to immigration, they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's their country. But I think the countries around the world need to reciprocate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need to treat Americans the way they treat us now. You know what I mean? That's it. All around, all across the board. Because they're so, not all of you, but most of you are shallow and naive and don't know what's happening outside of your own country, and it reflects horribly on the way that you guys think. For you guys to really believe there's a white genocide. Anyway, let's go.
Let's move on. That was a little taste though. We're back.
If you had a podcast like that,
even rescinded it.
Nah.
He rescinded that statement, which is funny. But anyways, it's weird to me. I just tracking back to that situation. It's weird to me for a country to even be allowed to be given such a platform.
If
me,
if you have those, like I said, there's so many corruptions in other places. You know what I mean? In Qatar, you weren't allowed to do. Okay, I guess it's just the rule of the country not to drink. But if the majority of the world is drinking, we can't take it to a country where it doesn't drink.
But they drank. They
gave you exuberant prices. You know, imagine paying an equivalent of 250 rand for a pint of beer. You know what I mean? It's madness.
They had to do it.
It's for the rich.
Yeah. Little bit of
I would
a
have
take.
smuggled the shit out of alcohol. Dog. Don't take me to this country.
Tracking back to our other talking point that we've been talking about also, the multi-club ownership. Crystal Palace are kind of in a situation. Crystal Palace's spot in the Europa League is in serious jeopardy despite their historic FA Cup win. UEFA has rejected their proposal ownership fix after concerns over co-owner John Textor's significant stake in Lyon, another club also qualified for the competition. With the clubs missing the 1st of March compliance deadline, UEFA may strip Palace of their place, potentially handing it to Nottingham Forest, while Brighton could move into the Conference League. A final decision is expected mid-June, putting Palace's European dream at risk.
Okay, I think we need to explain a little bit. Okay, so when you want to go into a multi-club ownership model, I think the best thing to do is do it through a holding group.
Yeah.
City Sports Group, Blueco. That way, the ownership group owns the club and not you outright.
Nice.
And that's where the conflict of interest now comes in. He owns a stake of Lyon outright. He owns a stake of Crystal Palace outright, and it's the owner that's giving them the issue. I just gave away the loophole. I think that's the way around it. I mean, FSG is also an ownership group that's Liverpool one, and they were looking to acquire Bordeaux, but Bordeaux went bankrupt. I think they're closing shop. But there is a way to do it. Do I think it's fair on Crystal Palace?
Sad one. First trophy in forever. Ever. Like never watched
I don't really know, man. Honestly, I don't really know that one. I think, why does it matter? Why does it matter who owns the clubs? It's a conflict of interest. How?
Because two teams of the same person.
Yes, but I mean Strasbourg and I mean I get it, but also at the same time, yes, two teams owned by the same person in the same competition. I get that maybe if the owner wants one team to win and not the other one, then he can sort of make that happen.
Fix the other games.
I guess, but let's be honest. I think this is the highest professional level and highest professionalized sport of all the professional sports in the world. You know what I mean? I don't think it's easily done in that manner.
You think, there's definitely a hand from the inside that does help with these type of situations. I mean, Man City has been sitting on 115 charges for about 7 years now. It's either very extreme good lawyer work, or I'm kind of suspecting that someone else is involved inside. So, I mean, allegedly.
Say what you chest, bro. Don't allegedly. Someone is
let me get back into some
names, bro. Who's involved, though? Drop names. I drop DJ's name every week. The buffoon that was in Parliament.
DJ knows he did it.
The Nikampoom of the year.
He did that. Hold on.
Nah, I'm going to the Nikampooms of the week.
Yeah, we're gonna get it.
We'll have a top 3. But the Nikampoom of the year.
Going into a little bit of night. Good things about England. That was the bad things. I always like have a bit of both, you know, bad shit and the good shit. So the good thing is David Beckham is getting knighted. Did you see? Again? No. This is the first time he's ever getting knighted. This is the first time he's ever getting knighted.
Sure,
No, he's getting knighted now. He's enduring his legacy, global icon status from Manchester United, Real Madrid, like Galaxy to PSG. His influence goes beyond football. He's in fashion, business, philanthropist, ownership role in Inter Miami, bringing players like Messi to MLS. Knighthood narrative, how it reflects on Beckham's evolution from an athlete to a cultural figure. Oh, cool. So when you get knighted, it comes with a lot of things. It's not just football. It's what he's done globally, like fashion, business, stuff like that. So I don't know. What do you anything you got on that?
So he's going to be the 16th men's footballer to be knighted.
16th
men's footballer to be knighted. I'm just pulling up the list here quickly.
Shout out! I just saw it and I was like, we are okay. Oh, my face.
Okay. So he's the 16th men's footballer to be knighted. So in terms of that, I don't think it's special. But in terms of like him being David Beckham and bridging the gap from footballer to cultural figure, I think David Beckham will always be football's first superstar. David Beckham is the epitome, is the personification of what we call a superstar. Beckham is the reason why there's a Cristiano at this level. He's the reason why there's Messi at this level. He's the reason why every individual footballer has their own branding when it comes to football. Without Beckham, it doesn't exist to be a brand as a footballer. And all of these guys look up to David and what he's done and what he's continued to do. I mean, he had a lifetime deal with Adidas before Adidas gave out lifetime deals. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's not German. And he's got nothing to do with Adidas. You know what I mean? So this guy
is special.
And he wasn't the best player. He's never won the Ballon d'Or. But he showed you that you can become the best by being the best at what you being the athlete, being clean, having a clean image. While I keep preaching to South African boys, what are you doing in Congo now?
Hola, puma pa. It's for you.
If you want to be a superstar, there's ways to be, there's ways you can drink, you can have your fun. But what's wrong with your mansion, bro? What's wrong with hiring a villa dog and doing it? But anyway, shout out to David Becks. I don't think it's a brand new thing. He's the 16th man.
I mean,
to do so.
It's
but let's quickly go to it. Sir Hubert Ashton. These are the footballers.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. It's old guys. So let's clap hands for him. I'll give the ones that I know. Yeah. Sir Matt Busby.
Yes.
You know Busby Babes. Yes. Liverpool. One of Liverpool's greatest managers.
I got United. Cool.
Sir Bobby Charlton.
Of course. Man United.
Sir Kenny Dalglish.
Okay.
Liverpool legend. Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Scottish guy. We got 19.
It's looking like a Man U and Liverpool.
Sir Gareth Southgate.
What? They knighted Southgate. Can you? They
will never win the World Cup. This is World Cup. They'll never win the World Cup. You guys knighted him for doing what? For going to the semi-final.
I think he got knighted because he's English.
For going to the semi-final.
Because he's English.
You guys are never winning the World Cup. There's no way. You can't honor somebody with the highest honor in the land for going to the semi-final.
It's Southgate. All he did was this.
But that's a good topic. I mean,
who else?
But if you look at these people,
who else is there?
If you look at them, right? If you actually look at Sir Bobby Charlton,
no. Is that him? Is Graham?
Yeah, he is.
Is the coach Southgate the only recent one?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's some Sir
and Rashford,
Walter Winterbottom.
But
I don't know who that is.
England. They are just
naming
niggas. Moving on to our last point. Ange, they sacked him. Tottenham told him, pack your bags, get the out, nigga.
I'm the Oracle.
Yeah.
I'm the Oracle.
You cooked.
If you want to know what's going to happen, watch this podcast, and you'll make money off me, dog. I'm the fucking Oracle. I told y'all asses that Ange was still get fired, whether he wins or loses. You know what I mean? Daniel Levy learned his lesson. You don't fire the coach before the final, you fire after. You still fired him. I would have fired him as well. I don't think Ange will change. Like, even in the press conferences, he always come out and say, I would come and say, we played shit this season. I'm happy to have won. Happy to be in the Champions League. We've got a lot of work to do in order to catch up with the elites in the league. Instead of saying, I knew that I'd win something. I knew it. Nigga, you lost
17 times.
17 times! You deserve to get sacked. I'm sorry, I wouldn't wish bad on anybody, but you deserved it. Good riddance. I did, mate. Back to Australia.
Get your ass back to Aussies, bro.
Back to Australia.
Orlando, the coach that the coach.
Hey, I got a joke. Oh, mate. Look at that grimy crocodile.
This is good.
I'm in somebody. Wow, mate.
Hey, leave the
Do you know how he knows Australians? Only Australians will live dangerously every day and keep living dangerously. They don't care about the spiders and the crocodiles. They try to eat the crocodile's mouth. That's Ange's tactics.
The substitute, the coach that Spurs are looking into is Thomas Franck, Brentford's manager.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be a good one because he's going to put them exactly where they need to be in the middle of the table.
And also competing a little.
They're not going to be competing.
You think so?
Tottenham will never be a competitive team.
No, with Thomas Frank's tactics.
He
took Brentford to...
Tottenham are perpetual losers. Yes, they won something because they were playing against the worst Man United team in history of Manchester United. This is the worst Man United team ever.
Yeah.
And, Sundowns could beat this Man United team 3-0. Pirates could give them 2-0.
Yeah, 2-1.
No, 3-0. Ribeiro. Ribeiro makes Maguire scrape the... call him up there. Maguire. So 3-0 easy. You know, Chico then said, third division. I'm saying PSL team, Man United now, toe to toe.
United are not there.
Put them now. Put them.
So you say Spurs?
Okay. They'll draw against Sekukun.
This guy, he's on one.
No, but
Like Thomas Frank doesn't do shit. That's
Thomas Frank is a good coach. I think he stabilizes them. He plays good football. But Tottenham's a bigger club. The expectation is higher. Even though the fans shouldn't have a big expectation, but they want to do well. They're in the Champions League. They've got a big stadium. They make revenue. They are going to be aggressive in the market. Let's see.
Shout out Ange. Back to Australia, mate. On to the transfer news. We'll just run through this and then just go through the here we goes. Bryan Mbeumo first rejected United's first bid of 55 million, which made me cross my mind and think, how much does Bryan Mbeumo think he's worth? 20 goals across all competitions this season. One of the most prolific attacking forwards in the Premier League, currently playing for Brentford. So, I don't know. Maybe it might be a good addition to Amarin's system. Having Bryan coming from the left, and then we've got Cunha and 10. I don't know where Bruno's going to play. But anyways, yeah. Mbeumo is... United are set to send another bid for Mbeumo. I hope they lock it in. Because you know how United sign players. They're just like, how much you want? And you say 300. They're like, all right.
Yes, I mean, they've got a problem with Sancho right now. They can't get Sancho off the books. You know what I mean? We gave him the boots back to Man United, paid a little 5 million for them to have their little twangy. They must have their little twats. I'm happy. I
was screaming at you. I was like, listen, please.
No,
I'm having a sign.
Out of the dirt bags that Chelsea has, he was less of a dirt bag than some of them. But in terms of going aggressive into the market, and we need Misha back. We need Modric needs to come back. You guys were dissing Modric, and now you're stuck with Sancho the whole season, and now you're like, we might actually need Modric. Yes, we do. What all Jolly is. Modric is direct, and you put Modric one side, we put Neto one side. The kitchen. You understand what I mean? But yeah, continue. Bro. I'm sorry.
No. No, it's easy. We've got Šeško to Arsenal. No, this is just rumors. This is alleged news, but it's apparently getting closer for the signing. You think it works out for Arsenal?
But we've been speaking about the signing, I think, since episode 1. Not episode 1. Episode 9. I watched like episode 9.
19. That was long time ago. That was last season.
Episode 9 at the beginning of the season.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, so in episode 9 was our first episode back.
That's crazy.
So in episode 9, we spoke about Benjamin Šeško to Arsenal. And I just think Arsenal has been needing a striker since then. It's the next transfer window and they haven't filled the void. I think Gabriel Jesus needs Jesus to get better. So yeah, man. I mean they got everything. Also, they had granite blocks. Strong granites.
Yeah.
They had strong timber. You know what I mean. They had whites. They have rice. All the tools that you need, to build a good community. You know what I mean? And they had Jesus on top of that. And they still won nothing.
Nah. Hey.
So they need Šeško.
Yeah.
I'll tie into that. They need Šeško, to add, to the community. They need someone who's going to score goals for them to take them over the line. But I think Arsenal finish second again next season. I think they finish second to Chelsea. I think Chelsea will go. Actually, let me be realistic.
Relax.
As long as Maresca is still the coach of Chelsea, we won't win the league. But we'll do better. I think we can. We have the ability to. But also the signing Chelsea are making, we'll get there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Šeško, I think Šeško is going to flop at Arsenal. But it's a good signing for Arsenal. I think it's going to flop because of the way Arsenal play.
Okay. So they've got Šeško and they've got Kepa. Kepa is looking like it's a green light.
Great signing!
Great signing.
Oh, take him!
Kepa might be going to...
Take him!
Yeah, for 5
What?
million.
They must take him now, dog.
Yeah,
Look,
they might take him.
Look,
he's on...
I'll drive him from Kabul to Arsenal's training ground.
Alright.
I'll drive Kepa myself. If Chelsea are struggling, I'll fly all the way. I'll help you guys. I'll drive Kepa out. 80 million pounds down the drain. Can't believe you thought I was the best keeper in the world.
It's Sari.
No, it wasn't Sari. It was the scouts. Whoever the scout was who decided that 80 million is adequate for
an unknown keeper. But anyways,
no. Let's continue the thought. I hope they sack him. On the sacking thoughts, I know I'm going to be a little bit deviated. Safa didn't fire the guy. Okay, I'll do it when we get to the PSL. I'll do it when we get to the PSL. Okay.
Ryan Cherki.
Let's go.
Ryan Cherki to City is another potential signing for City after they've just green-lighted Aid Nouri. Aid Nouri is already signed for City. The number one left back.
Is it the left back from...
Left back from Wolves.
Oh, from Wolves.
From Wolves with the likes running. Cherki scored
Ryan Cherki from Lyon.
Yes, 20-minute
debut. Chelsea were close to signing him before we signed Madueke, you know that. But I believe Madueke is better than Cherki. It will come. It will come.
Modric is another one. I believe, please interject if you may. I really believe that AC Milan is bankrupt.
They are cash strapped. It's a known thing.
There's a situation that's happening. There's no way that you are buying Modric.
No, but also AC Milan in the recent years has been the retirement village. Or if you're not good enough to play for Chelsea, if you're not good enough to play for Chelsea, go to AC Milan. We can count them. Tomori,
Abraham,
Loftus-Cheek, Abraham,
Joe Felix,
Pulisic. João's good.
He's on loan. He's on loan.
João must come back. I can't hold João. Let's go.
We've got Maignan, Maignan and Kudus, potential Chelsea signings also.
Kudus would be a good one, but where does he play?
I don't know.
He's a left-footed 10. We have a left-footed 10 who's one of the best left-footed 10 in the league. I don't want anything else apart from Palmer. And if we're not in a competition even. If we're not wena uzodlala wena ndifuna every freedom ayaziyo uba wena you're going to play. Everyone else must know about what are we going to do to help Palmer play the best. We need that. He's what you call a talisman. You know what I mean? And if Focus is of the Kudus and now still can win competition. No, João Felix is competition.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But João Felix won't want to start off the bench.
He has to.
He will.
And then when Palmer's of form, João will be in there. But now we bring Kudus in the mix. Kudus plays 3 good games, scores 5 goals. What happens to Cole now? We forgot about Cole. Cole now starts talking nonsense in the change room. Now it's uproar. No, Chelsea needs to stockpile in the right way. Sign the young boys that are coming into the game. Why are we signing another midfielder? Andre Santos is the best midfielder in France, and he's on the Chelsea's books. He's coming back from loan. So I just think when it comes to that, Chelsea are being a bit. I mean, Liam Delap. I mean,
yeah,
that's what I guess
Here we go. William Delap signs for Chelsea. That's the last one.
It's a low-hanging fruit. I guess it's English. Maybe it's a quota signing. But I think Liam Delap is on a flop. I'm 100% sure he won't score more than 15 goals.
You think
if he scores more than 15 Premier League goals, I will come to this fucking podcast naked. If Liam Delap scores, I'm coming naked to the podcast.
No. We're not
butt naked.
Nah, we're not.
I'm slinging dick on the podcast.
No, we're not doing that.
See, I'm gonna do it. He won't score 15 goals. Do you know why?
Right.
Because now he's gonna go to a team where there's no spacing behind. We are Chelsea. We're gonna have the ball. He played for Ipswich, a team that doesn't have much of the ball, that uses his strength and his speed in behind. Now he's gonna have to play with his back to goal. He doesn't know how to do that.
But yes,
where are the scouts looking, bro? Where are the scouts looking?
I think
get a striker that plays for a team that has the ball, that's scoring goals there. That's why I don't want Gyökeres either. Gyökeres plays for a team. Where's the money, Hashmi, man? Let's want to be Hashmi Chelsea. Come on, man.
I hear you. I see. Well, he's got his own views on the William Delap. I say, as a Chelsea fan, I mean, he's signed. He's playing for Chelsea now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to support him.
But I think maybe. I mean, for me, I feel like Nicholas Jackson is still a better striker. I just think the difference is Willie Delap is a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson. He will score.
Much better finisher.
He will
but he won't create as many chances as Nico. But I think Chelsea need to go for the big one. You need to get Victor Osimhen. Give him his wages. Give him the 300,000. You guarantee 20 goals in the league, though.
And a striker that plays off the ball and on the ball.
On the ball, off the ball, header, left foot, right foot. You know what I mean? Left foot, goal. Right foot, hospital. You know, you need somebody like that. You know what I mean? You know, somebody who's got the je ne sais quoi. I spoke about it last
I'm nice.
Anyway, we continue with the transfer news. I'm going to South African football.
Okay.
Pirates says goodbye to Innocent Mayela. Thank you for your service. You were a good captain. But man, we say like captain, man, a club. What's that? Man, go see a Muslim man, man, every week, right? Kangeli club, right? Favor Golden Arrows is away. Excuse me, right? Golden Arrows, Unica Manu chance. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the trophies that you've won as the captain of the club. Whether you lifted the trophies is another story. We'll have another conversation. But you were the captain, and we appreciate what you did as the captain. We move on. We move on to Pirates. A lot of releasing. Chiefs has a list of 7 players they want to release. They want to release Shiva Hero.
Come on.
They want to release. I had the list up here, but I'm a bit bemused with Kazier Chiefs releasing the players. I think I'm not bemused. I think Nabi, if they release them, that means Nabi's staying. But Nabi wants to stay because he wants to prove us all wrong. Nabi's whole point is to say, look. And the way he spoke his last, if you watch his last press conference, I'm so happy. This nigga's been lying to us about English. This nigga got angry and started speaking English.
Oh, he can speak English.
He got angry and he said to the interpreter, hold up a bit.
Let me speak to
Let me tell these niggas. And he told the look, I was never going to kick the ball forward. If you wanted me to come and coach here, you know what you were bringing in. You were bringing in the coach that will play. And Chiefs are a big team, and big teams play football. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to come here and kick the ball forward. We're going to do it. We're going to work as hard as we can to play the way that we want to play. And that is amazing for somebody who can't speak English. He's been lying to us.
Time.
Typical Kazier Chiefs. They're always alive or something. But yeah,
What's that? Oh, it's outside. Now I'm moving. It's outside.
I can hear it though.
Nah, it's outside.
It is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. But yeah, so yeah, man, I think Kazier Chiefs are releasing a couple of players as well. Sundowns also have a long list of players that they've released. A lot of people are looking for Usipho Mbule.
Okay.
Usipho Mbule has been released by Sundowns, but if we finish shipping Queen, Miyaguye. If we finish shipping Queen, sign him. It's fine. If Pirates sign him and support him, so please, your own risk. It's the truth, dog. Don't check the head. Stop being Queen. I was suspended 3 times in 1 season for drinking. Come on.
You're an alcoholic. Not allegedly.
It's not allegedly, dog.
That's straight up. Call 1800 helpline. I don't know what the number.
Do you know what it is? Call 180 Lerate Shabangu.
Nah. Oh shit, that's stupid. Nah. I'm not part of that one. That's a bit cool.
0800 Masibu Isani Zongo. Anyway. Sorry now. Today's the day. I told you I'll come for you niggas one day. Anyway, we move on. That's the transfer news in the PSL.
Yeah.
I'll move on quickly because of time into the UFC. Sorry, CAF Champions League.
Yes.
We'll talk about the CAF Champions League quickly. Pyramids beat Sundowns in the CAF Champions League final. Pyramids, a team that was founded, I think 5, 7, 9 years ago, is now the champions of Africa. Cardoso with his he's another bold-headed buffoon. He deserves the sack. Why he won the league? Anyone could have won the league with Sundowns. My grandmother could have won the league with Sundowns. So saying that they won the league is not good enough. They should have won the Champions League. Cardoso had the worst tactics in the world. The nigga played Lebuhan Matiba in his debut in the final and he let him shish you on the bench. You deserve to go to jail for that one. Prison. You deserve to go to prison. How you leave shish on the bench? We'll fucking go more. Yeah. Cardoso. Damn.
Terrible.
Damn. He's gonna be in my last segment before we finish. In the nincompoop of the week. It's one of the nincompoop of the week. We'll give the rundown. Let me run through quickly. Anything you want to add there?
No.
South African football, Bafana. Drew 0-0 against Tanzania.
Apparently because Sundowns wasn't there.
No, man. I think Hugo Bruce was trying new players, new combinations. He gave debuts, to the best youngsters in the league. The best youngsters in the league. Got their PSL, Bafana debuts, while the youngsters that talk a lot are still playing under 20.
It's okay.
Nkota debuted for Bafana, Vilakazi under 20. So that's the difference between the black and the yellow side of Soweto, right there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think the good debuts. I understand why the Damane is so highly rated. The centre back who wore number 11 was man of the match. The guy who didn't have a passport in the last match, that's why he didn't go. Professional footballer who doesn't have a passport. Only in South Africa. But yeah, I hope you never passport go nonke. Hope no.
Why ngachekanga before niphume? Bangachekanga ngebag.
Awune passport nonke.
Bengayazi umjida ba uyaya.
Ngicela ngaphikwa yena uhlala
Oh, Poli.
Uzodla isitimo ukisi mama katata kisonga.
Je, beke.
Bafana.
Sekulate.
Ngana passport. Samenzela. Sanumgxotha samenzela from the professional passport. But anyway, we go past. That's just South African. Pirates have signed someone. They call him the new Saleng, by the way. But Pirates is very cheap. Cause how cheap, man. Why so long sign about the NFD, PSL? How sign? Compete on the band sign. There's not too much possible. But anyway, you're competing with someone who's signing from South America and Europe. And when you're signing from the NFD. I'm not saying South African players are not good enough. But sign the good South African players.
Don't try and make a signing, J.
Fair true.
Manager mode vibes.
Fair true. I'm not going to bet Sundowns winning the league again.
But that's what actually going to my point. Because I was talking to Sundowns friends of mine, and I was telling them, so technically, Sundowns is not good. It's just the league is trash. The competition is ass.
They've just separated themselves so far from the competition. And also the competition, like we spoke about last week, they're not trying.
Yeah.
Dog, next year we really need to go watch games so that we can laugh. I don't know if we're going to watch games. Cape Town City is going to the
They're going to close down.
Yeah, Cape Town City is going to the playoffs. Yeah, they might be going home. They might be going to the NFD.
Yeah.
We might only have Stellenbosch, and Stellenbosch want to play the home games of Stellenbosch next year.
So there's no football
we might
in
not
Cape
have
Town.
nothing in Cape Town. But I'm just to get my point quickly.
Yes.
PSL teams are not going to improve by perpetually hiring the same coaches who play the same shit. Next week. Next week, Coach Makesi, Amazulu. Next week, Coach Amazulu, to be cheaper. Next week, Coach cheaper, to go no loan. We need new blood. We need new fresh ideas, and the fresh ideas are there. The fresh ideas are viable, but you guys are gatekeeping. Ikaka. Nidala, Ikaka. Imagine against the Makesi in the Golden Arrows. His successful pass percentage, Mbeumo 54%. Kodwa is he professional? His successful passes, they under 100, both teams. Kodwa is he professional? 18 ball. We need to speak about this frankly. Can you again, man? Let's put the DDC players there with PSL. Forget DDC players, pack PSL. I'm with PSL, but can you second team? Because clearly there's something wrong. Dupree scored 3 league goals. And he's a striker. The Chiefs are paying 100,000 in Yanga. And
This is not professional.
Scored a 3. Which was a striker. Which makes this football. Okay, the Chiefs. I would be embarrassed. I would stay at home. Anyway, we move on. UFC.
Yeah. Last point.
My favorite sport. Okay, no, my second favorite sport. After women's tennis. Women's tennis is number 1. UFC 316. Great card. The numbered cards always come through. I'll only do the main card. In the main card, welterweight Kevin Holland actually finished Vicente Luque with a DAS choke. Wow, Vicente Luque is a high-level BJJ black belt from Brazil, from the Royce Gracie Academy. So, wow, for a black man, to submit a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, who comes from the lineage of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is an amazing win. I clap hands, well done, Kevin Holland. Let's see who Big Mouth fights next. If I'm matchmaking, I'll give Big Mouth to Kobe Covington. I think the Big Mouths need to fight each other. I think Kobe Covington is a good fight for Holland. I think Holland has a good chance to beat Kobe. I think Kobe is the worst welterweight in the division at the moment. Give him Kobe. Next, with Pachamix. Pachamix was the Bellator champion. He made his UFC debut. I just think you should close all the other promotions. Your champions are useless. Your guy lost to a guy that is just a guy. At the UFC, dog. You lost to Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista is nothing special. He's just one of the guys. And you're the champion of Bellator. You came in as a champion of your promotion. And they washed you. A decision, yes, but a wash. Not a close decision, a UD, a total unanimous decision. There wasn't even a close round. In the press conference, he was talking like he's the best bantamweight in the division. He was on the same card with Merab and Sean. Patchy mix, you're patchy as hell. Your fighting is patchy. I guess that's why they call you that. You're a mixed bag of patchiness. Weak. Move on. Let's go to the next one. Kevin Gastelum for Joe Pfeiffer. Kevin Gastelum needs to quit. His record is 10-20. He's lost 50% of his fights. If you're losing half of your fights, retire. Why are you still in the UFC if you're losing half of your fights? He's a fat welterweight. He's only fighting at middleweight because he doesn't want to cut the weight. He's too lazy to cut the weight. Get him out of here. He's a waste of time. Joe Pyfer, you couldn't put away Kevin Gastelum. You calling yourself the hottest hitter in the UFC. I hope they give you somebody good. I want them to give you Imavov next. I think Imavov sleeps you. You stop talking so much. Then Juliana Pena was shouting so much when she was fighting against the man, Kayla Harrison. And she got manhandled.
Allegedly. Nah, yeah, I got it. You saying what she is. You said that the last time.
I think she's a bad man.
Yeah, now you double downing on it.
She got manhandled by Kayla Harrison. A second round Kimura. She didn't even have a Kimura. Yes. She didn't even have the Kimura in the right position. She just ripped the arm and then Juliana Pena is my second Nickel Boom of the week. Talked so much shit. The man beat the brakes out of the woman. That's why there's divisions. Then the main event of the evening was Merab, the Machine.
Yeah, he is.
Dvalishvili. I mean, I guess that's why they call him the Machine, man.
Don't give up.
So good. He was so good tonight. It was simply the best performance of his career. He put away Sean O'Malley, the first man to finish Sean O'Malley. He finished him with a north-south choke. Wow. On Sean O'Malley's father's birthday, Sean O'Malley brought his father to the corner. A nice birthday present is watching your son tap like Cheeky. They made him tap like Cheeky. Yeah, they made him tap like chicken. Merab, let's give him his props.
Nah, Merab's good, bro.
He's the best. He's simply the best bantamweight in the history. Best bantamweight in history.
Is it? Stats-wise also.
Yeah, and just simply, he's on a 13-fight win streak.
Wow.
He's won his last 13 fights in a row. And he's just unbeatable. He threw Sean O'Malley down. He picked him up and threw him down. Put him on his shoulder, had a smile on his face. And bang, threw him down, bro. Like, what are we talking about? There's the Leicester division and then there's Merab. You know, if I think they say Corey Sandhagen is next. I mean, Corey Sandhagen needs to think how he's going to make it look competitive. He doesn't think of winning. There's no way he wins that fight. You have to put Merab's lights out. Yes, he lost before.
But
and the only time they beat him, that time they put his lights out. You know what I mean? And that was like 13 fights ago. So I don't think it happens. But quickly, 2 fight nights. Usman versus Buckley. Then followed up on Hill versus Roundtree. So it's a good 2 weeks. Then it goes into 317, which is Ilya versus Charles. So great 3 consecutive weeks of UFC. I think the UFC is going to hold us down now that the league is closed.
The league is down,
I think the UFC, these fight nights are very, very good. I mean, Darush is on the card. I mean, Manel Kapp is on the card. Paulo Costa is on the card. Ilya Topuria versus Charles Oliveira in the main event, 28th of June. The Bronx, the champion has a name. It's Charles Oliveira. Let's go.
Here you go, brother. Steven, it's time. For the game. What a...
Ignacio is fighting Nazim. Wow, that's going to be a big fight.
What's the
Rafael
game,
Fiziev is a sniper. Ignacio Palmondes needs to watch his chin. Fiziev almost put out Gaethje, bro.
Yeah, so what's the game? What's happening? Oh yeah, today Nations League final.
Tonight.
Catch the Yamal, greatest of all time, beats Ronaldo finally. Then he goes to the finalissima and beats Messi. I know they're old, but I don't care. And then you give the boy the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, that's the Europa.
After the Nations League, look at the finalissima. Spain versus Argentina.
Why? Why is it a finalissima? What about
I think there's
What about the AFC champions?
I don't know, bro.
No, wait.
I don't know what the finalissima.
Say that again out loud?
No, man. If finalissima, I think you play. I'll search.
Why are they choosing South Americans only? Or is it the Africans? Why do they beat the shit out of the South American teams in the World Cup?
You guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 5 questions like originally. So it's a mixture of questions, guys. First question, it's a global football, based on global football.
Global football, okay?
Yeah. Which player has played in the
What did you say, Chad?
which player has played in the El Clasico, Manchester Derby, and the Milan Derby? Do you want the options or are you just an answer?
Sorry?
I'm asking, do you want
the options? Yeah, give the options. I learned wrong. So okay, go on.
Option 1, Cristiano Ronaldo.
He played the most.
Option 2,
Cristiano.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Number 3 is Angelina Di Maria.
Angel Di Maria.
Yeah.
He's played in the most.
So, player that has played in the El Clasico, the Manchester Derby, and the Milan Derby.
Chat.
So
And the Milan Derby.
Yeah,
so
Chat. Chat.
Fuck. Milan Derby.
It has to be Di Maria.
No. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It's done. It's Zlatan. Di Maria didn't play for AC Milan. It's Zlatan.
Continue. That's it.
Second question. NBA question.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me just take a time here. Yo.
Which African-born NBA player was first to win the MVP,
I know this one.
Defense Player of the Year,
Mutombo.
and in
Chat.
the NBA Championship?
Chat. Mutombo.
Bro,
Yeah,
Chat.
he chose already. He chose already. He chose
No, wait for me to finish the question. Otherwise, the next time I'm going to give it to Koma.
Okay.
Don't wait for me to finish the question. So, you said
Mutombo.
Can you give it to me? What's that?
Mutombo.
You're wrong.
Give the options.
So, the options are Julian Embiid.
Yeah. Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Hakeem Ola.
Joan.
Joan. Guinea Atekuyo.
The Kumbo. Yeah.
Giannis is not. But Giannis is
Wait,
not.
what's the question?
The question is which
that's
African-born player in the NBA
Okay, yeah.
was the first to win the MVP defense?
Yeah, it's Kareem Olajuwon.
Who?
Kareem Olajuwon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not the name.
That's not the answer.
Paleo Hakeem Olajuwon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah.
This is not the name that's written here.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's the one. Yeah,
Hakeem.
Yeah.
You give it to him.
Finally, I had to be patient with the questions. I was so jumping.
But didn't
I was jumping.
Didn't Matumbo play?
No, he didn't win.
He wasn't MVP.
He didn't win defensive player.
Third question.
Wasn't he a defensive player though?
He was, but he didn't win defensive.
The African Dream.
Third question.
Third
I'm sure you're gonna take this one because
don't take
it.
it's your favorite sport.
UFC. Oh, women's tennis.
Bro, before Carlos Alcaraz, who was the youngest male player to win the Grand Slam in the 21st century?
Rafael Nadal.
Before him, Carlos Alcaraz.
No, you already said
Before
that.
Carlos Alcaraz.
You already said the name.
Who was the first?
You said the name
youngest
already.
player? So
You already said the name.
Shit, it could
You
be.
already said the name.
I'm saying
I
Rafa.
didn't hear that.
You said Rafael Nadal.
Chat. Yes, that's what I mean. Chat.
You
Rafael
want the
Nadal.
options? Don't want the options.
No, you already chose.
Rafael Nadal.
Options.
You want the options? Yeah. First one is Rafael Nadal.
Yeah.
And Novak
Djokovic, yeah.
And Andy Murray.
Andy Murray.
Could be Rafael Nadal, yes, but I'll go with it's Rafael.
just
Yeah, it has to be Rafael.
That's Rafael Nadal. That was Rafa. I love Rafa, guys.
Two
Rafa's the greatest of all time.
It has to be.
UFC.
Let's go.
This guy.
Let's go.
What does the term octagon refer to in the UFC?
The how many sides the ring has.
How many sides? That's your answer.
That's wrong, dog.
So
What is it?
The octagon is the place that they're fighting on. When we're talking about octagon, we're referring to the ring.
Yeah,
we're
what's
referring
it?
to the size of the ring.
No!
We're referring to how many sides the ring has.
It's the ring. But
He's talking
how many
about
sides?
the
question is,
What does the octagon?
is.
I know what an octagon is. It's the ring.
This is UFC, bro.
Yes.
This is UFC. So you're not going to UFC.
Oh no, then it's the ring, most. I'm saying it's the size of the ring. Because if you understand
Let me
UFC.
give you the wait. Let me give you the option.
Okay,
So
give
you
the
can
option.
hear.
Okay, give the option.
You were close, but you fall. At the
It's
same
the
time.
ring.
Wait.
Okay.
Option 1 is the ranking.
Oh,
system.
I see.
Wait,
I see.
the
Nah,
ranking
I
system.
see it.
2, the walking out zone.
Oh my god.
3 is the 8-sided fight.
It's the
cage.
ring, nigga.
So it's the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to me, it's fine.
It's the what? What's the answer?
It's the
Eight-sided,
8-sided
yeah,
fight.
give it
I
But
said
you never said. You said it's
it's the ring.
eight-sided.
It's a bro.
What's
My answer is it's the side, like it's the how it's the name. It's the number of sides of the ring.
Yes.
Octagon. What's the answer?
The answer is it's the 8 sides. It's the 8
Eight-sided
sided
fighting ring.
Yes,
It's
the number of sides
You
of
talking
the
about-
ring. I'm a bro. Come on.
Give it
The number of sides of the ring.
Give it to Miss Fine.
Come on.
I'm taking it.
Otherwise,
Okay, come, give it the answer. Give it the come.
2-2.
Yeah.
this guy.
So there's still a
Yeah.
tiebreaker. We have a tiebreaker,
Let's
guys.
go.
It's 2-2.
Okay, tiebreaker.
No, we're on 5
we're
now.
on
This is a tiebreaker. Yeah. Let's go for it.
So it's 2-2 boxing.
Give the options.
Wait.
Yeah.
Who was the first boxer to become a 5-division world champion?
5.
5, yeah.
Can you
Give
name
the
the weight
options.
classes?
Wait.
Are the weight classes there?
Who was the first boxer?
Yes.
There's no-
But are the weight classes not there?
Say the names.
Do you,
Okay.
do you need the name?
Say the names. Say the names.
A. Manny Pacquiao.
Chat.
2.
Go on, continue.
Now continue.
You know
Can I
what
go?
I'm
Manny
saying?
Pacquiao.
Okay.
Pacquiao is the only 5-division world champion in the history of the sport.
Okay. You can,
No, continue the answer. Yeah,
Continue,
give it
but
the
he has his answer. Sugar Ray Leonard. 3. Floyd
Mayweather. Yeah, he's
3 division. 3 division.
It was
Two
it's
division.
only those
That's
three
three,
people.
Manny Pacquiao.
So
Pacquiao.
it's between Mayweather and Pacquiao. So I'll say Mayweather.
You say Mayweather.
That's
You
it.
said
It's Manny Pacquiao. It's
So
only.
you both are wrong. It's Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray Leonard. What do you mean? How many? Oh,
It's Sugar Ray Leonard.
Wow.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
We have a tiebreaker,
Oh,
and the
wow.
official tiebreaker.
Sugar Ray Leonard has more division titles than both.
Yeah, why you doing? Why you giving the question?
Why I'm doing it?
Wow. Oh, shout out Sugar.
Okay. We're back.
Yeah.
Did you say the first or only?
5 division titles.
First.
Fuck! It's not the only. Fuck! Okay.
Yeah.
The first one.
You can't be. Oh, the first.
The first.
That should have been the.
That should have been the tell.
Because
Okay, so we're back locally, South African sports.
Alright?
Who captained the Bafana when they won the 1996?
Chats.
See?
I lost you.
I
No, let him go! He said chat! He said
No,
let him answer! Let him answer!
it's fine.
Make him
It's
think
fine.
now.
Wait,
Chinga, wait! I haven't even finished the question. I'm trying to give you a point.
But you let him think.
But I'm trying to give you a point.
No, let him talk.
I'm trying to give you a point.
Don't give me
relax.
the point.
Yeah.
I said
You will
before,
let him answer.
If
Yeah,
you
I'll
don't
keep
let
quiet.
me finish
I'll
the
keep
question,
Yeah, you let me
then
answer.
Yeah, he can
the
answer.
point goes, but okay, I'm not going to.
No, you must let me answer first, because you answered the question.
Let him answer
Shaq, give me
first.
the point.
Yeah, let him answer
So
first.
the question, the 1996 AFCON.
Oh, Eliam.
So do you want the options or you're gonna?
I want the options.
Who was the captain?
You too.
I want the options, please.
You want the options?
Yeah.
It's Lucas Ratebe or Neil Tovey or Dr. Kumar.
I say it's Lucas Gat. He had it.
Sure.
I gave it away.
Sure.
Hey! So Ifanalisma is the winners of Europa Cup final, the winners of Euro and the winners of Copa America.
Why? Why did they put the winners of Africa in? Let's go.
Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you again. That's the end of the episode 28. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Thank you again for the support. You know the followers are growing. Shout out to the support. Shout out to Cloudy. What did they do?
Shout out!
They did some things here.
Okay, let me go. Let me announce it. Shout out to Cloudy Deliveries, the winner of the pitch competition. They are the DK winners. No, just bring it in. Bring the normal thing. Leave the book. Leave the book. Don't hide. Don't hide.
You know it's SA. It's SA, bro. Yeah, what's it? SA. Niggas wanna do shit. Chill out. Yeah, you can see the 2 zeros here.
So, Gents, yeah, shout out to Cloudy Deliveries, the pitch winners. Thank you again for the space, guys. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Cloudy Delivery, for keeping it down for us. We are the best sportscast, not only in South Africa, not only in the world, in the universe, any piece of land that's available. We're the best sportscast in the land. I know it's a long episode. Thank you for making it up this far. I know there's a new song playing in the background. Shout out to Chinatown.
I'm too great. No debate. On them one day I'ma pull up in the brand new raid. I say I'm way too great. Told them I'ma pull up in the raid. They call me Chinatown.